Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to look at Tekken 7 on the Namco System ES3 arcade board. Just to go over the specs for it before we get detailed into it. Of course, this is based off PC hardware, just like all of the most recent arcade releases that we see from Taito that has the X2, 3, and 4 arcade boards, and the same thing that you see with some of the other modern arcade systems. The last Namco system that came out was the System 369. Of course, that one is based off of a hybrid version of the PlayStation hardware. So once we started going to the Tekken 7, we started using PC architecture. So specs inside of here, we're looking at a Intel Core i5, 8 gigs of RAM, GeForce. It's two revisions. Normally it could be a 650 Ti or a 680 on PCI 3. You're looking at a 250 gigabyte hard drive, Windows 7 embedded for the operating system, and it's protected by those standard dongles that we've been accustomed to seeing. So those same kind of dongles that we saw with Tekken 6, Tekken 7, Tekken Tag, standard dongles there. Oops, I got it upside down. So standard stuff there as far as the dongle, nothing special about it. Also with my kit, I got several different hard drives because if you have been following Tekken, you know there's been several different revisions out there. So you have the base Tekken 7, you got Tekken 7 FR, and that was one version of it. Then there was another version of Tekken 7 FR. So several different versions. So I got several different things that I'll be going over here and doing. Today, what we're going to do is just take a look at the hardware. And then after that, we'll probably boot into the original version of Tekken 7. I'll show you that sequence. And then I'll come back, edit, and then install FR and see you boot into that one. And then on a separate video, I'll have a surprise. And I'll do some special stuff on another video. But we'll save that one for another day. So what I'm showing you right here is the base hard drive. That's where you can get to and access it. Right there. Easy to upgrade and install a hard drive there. And that is just, like I said, the base version. Let's just call it Tekken 7 Vanilla. Okay. Then let's open up inside here very quickly. Take a look at the components. I should have unscrewed that, but I didn't, but it's okay. So let's just take a look inside here. So CPU fan here. There's your RAM right there. GeForce GTX there. And this is, my model has the 760. That's what I'm looking at inside of here. So standard PC architecture and such. So the good thing about that is if your components fail, you could just source you the motherboard and just replace it, or source your RAM. Same thing for your CPU fan or anything like that. So that's the good thing about it as far as the architecture of just being PC based instead of the custom stuff that was sometimes used only for a arcade hardware. So overall, everything's inside. I'm checking basically just to make sure nothing got disconnected in shipping. Everything looks like it's form-fitting and tucked into the motherboard. No creep is occurring. Everything's pressed down pretty well. So that looks good. Okay, so I'm going to close this up, and then we will get it installed into the cabinet. For testing, I'm going to be putting this into the Sega brass cabinet. We'll put it in there, and I'll show you how it's hooked up. And then we will get the boot sequence. Unfortunately, Tekken is not a fast loading game. Obviously, you got to load into the boot. It has to go through the Windows security checks. Everything else, all that stuff has to occur. So I'm expecting it to take anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes from start to boot into the game. But we'll see, take a look at that, but that's what I'm expecting. And then after that, we see it booted up. We'll come back and edit and come back and once again do the entire process again, but this time with round 2 version 1. So just to look at the inputs there, you got your USB where your dongles go. Use standard audio connectors there. Video card, you got HDMI, VGA, DVI, DisplayPort, and HDMI as far as the connectors there. And then you got a card reader for such. So I won't be hooking up any card readers or anything like that. But other than that, everything else looks pretty good. And there you got your model number for your system ES3 right there. All right, so let me get this hooked up in the arcade cabinet, and we'll go from there. All right, everyone, so we are going to do the boot sequence for Tekken 7 FR, the vanilla version of it. So we're going to get it booted. This is running in the Sega cab right here. So we'll get this going and then see how long it takes to boot and everything else. First things first, let's get everything going. All right, power it up. We'll turn off the lights here so we don't have a glare. And then we'll zoom in a little bit here. There we go. So if I had to guess, I think this is going to probably take around, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes or so to go through the boot sequence. But of course, in the real arcade, you turn this on once, it might be running, I don't know, 14 hours a day. Some arcades run like 24 hours a day, so it's just running. So it's not like they have to see the whole sequence that often. Alright, so we've gotten through all of the security checks, and we're just loading the game ROM now. And we should be coming up to the famous good morning.
Good morning.
Alright. There we have it. So, and that took around 9 minutes to load up. So I'm not going to go through the whole track sequence. The sound is turned off in the BIOS. Alright, so then you got your cabinet to connect cabinet settings, training settings. So we are just going to go here, and we're not online. Here, player one, and there you go. So this, as I said, was the vanilla version of Tekken 7. Everything loads up correctly. Goki.
Round one. Fight.
So there you go. That is Tekken 7. Faded Retribution on the system ES3. Booting up in the arcade cabinet. So we'll have another video coming up soon with round 2 booting up. I suspect the boot time for that's going to be pretty much the same, which is fine now. And then, as I said, I'll be doing some modding and some other special things for Tekken 7 on the arcade version later, but I'll leave that to another video. As always, please like and subscribe. Any questions, let me know, and I will talk to you all later. Peace. Peace. Hey everyone, so we're going to get Tekken 7 FR Round 2 booted up, running in the Sega cabinet here. So we'll go through that sequence. But first, let's get everything, the boot sequence going. All right, and let's turn off this light so we don't have a glare. I'll see if I can zoom in a little bit more. I expect this to take around 10 minutes or so. So we got through all those security checks, and it's loading the game ROM now. All right.
Good morning.
And there's the famous good morning signal. So we're not going to go through the full attract sequence. Local or special, which is training. CPU battle. Left. And there you go. So you can see the additional DLC characters. Julia, Murdoch, Nina, Geese, Noctis, and such. Armor King was up there. So there you go. This was round 2 to beat the boot sequence. So this took around 7 minutes to load this one. The base version I think takes around 10 minutes to load, but we'll get that timed up as well. But there you go. I have the sound turned off just to try to avoid some of those standard copyright things they like to do on YouTube when you play music. So anyway, there you go. That was this boot sequence for round 2 on the system ES3 arcade version there. We will go ahead and call it a wrap here. I'm not going to go through and play through this version right here. As I said, I got some other things that I'm going to be doing with Tekken 7 coming up. So, as always, if you have any questions, please post them in the chat. I will get back to you as soon as possible. And as always, please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel to grow and expose to other new viewers. So if you have any questions, as I said, reach out. Other than that, I will talk to you all later. Peace.